In this video tutorial, we're going to be going to the books in stock and talking about how they're added before you can use them in this screen. You have to have an inventory of the books and the information for these fields that when they're filled in, and that would be in the individual records when you sell them. So you need to create your books in stock before you can actually do sales. So what we can do is we can show you over here that if you have the books in stock, you can go ahead and then sell them. And of course you select them by using the booking ID and picking that book that is added to your inventory. So you would go over here, and if you actually have this book, you can click this one and it'll take you to selling the book. So let's go back over and talk about the inventory in books in stock. The books in stock is books that you have either currently in stock and you want to create records for them so you can pull them over and then show them sold to whatever customer you're working with. The information in this screen starts by when you look at the booking ID or create a new record by adding a book, it will automatically fill in the book ID for the next numeral. So it'd be book, in this case, if it were the next one, it'd be book 3. If there's not already a book 3 in there, you do not have to add or edit this field. In fact, you shouldn't be editing it. It will be automatically added as you add a book. The next thing is you would add the author, the book name, and you go to a website, and you can use that when we get to the author book. You can go into websites and actually edit or find information like we did here. That came from the authors area. Now to add them into inventory, what you're actually saying is you physically have this book. Where if you go to the authors screen, which is this one here, and you go to create information about books you would like to bring into inventory, but you don't want to buy them until you actually have somebody who wants the book. Or say, for example, you went to an estate sale and picked up boxes of books. You could go ahead and add them to your inventory, and that would be back on the books in stock again. Let me go back and point out, though, in the author screen, you have the ability to go online up here at the online search for books. And that would be where you would go ahead and find books that you want to add that people have requested but are not in inventory. So we go in here again, back to books in stock. Then the first thing you want to do is realize that when you're in books in stock, you have some options. There's 2 tabs here. Once you've created the information for the books, you can choose to sell them online. And what they're basically doing here is you'd pick a place or places that you want to advertise a book. Now, in particular, if you're on Amazon, that's a long-term haul, and you may want to just run it for a number of days or weeks or whatever. But if you're going, for example, to eBay, and this is going to be an eBay sale, you might want to try eBay to start with, and then if it doesn't sell there, add the next line in for an Amazon sale. And if it doesn't sell there, you can have multiple places where you're selling the book at one time, as long as it's not going to conflict. Like on Amazon, if you're selling the book, you're committing to sell the books that you have in stock. So if you're removing it from your inventory of books online, you're going to have to go back to places like Amazon and remove that particular listing. That's the listing over online listings. But you do have the option here of tracking all that information, and then also things like listing fees, the period that you're going to have it in sale, whether it's sold or not, and what place you listed it at, and what date did the listing start. So it gives you a lot of that information that you can work with. The stocking portion of it is that you would take the book, find the ISBN, and put that in there. Now you can either find it from your author's listing of books, or you can take it right from the book in your hand that you picked up at, say, an auction or an estate sale or yard sale. The book's condition is relative, and it's a drop-down list of the types of things, and you can add to the different values by clicking this and coming up and adding additional values for that particular drop-down field that we're working on. Right now, this one is obviously a good book. The date you purchased it is very important. The date, or in this case, is related also to the purchase cost. If you buy a book and it sits but doesn't sell, you're going to want to come back and see how long you've been holding that book, and you may want to change the price to meet the current market value when you put it up for sale. You may want to go back, for example, to your Amazon or eBay and change the actual price and resell it at a lower price if it's not selling. You want to move your inventory and not hold on to it. The status is also a drop-down list, and you can edit that value list as well. And you pick any of these that relate to it. And I want to cover one that says, on site we have online listed, which means you wouldn't want to sell this book currently if it's listed. Salvaged means that you took the books that were in your inventory and maybe they didn't sell or won't sell, and you salvage it and get rid of it or donate it. If it's available, you want to indicate it's available. If somebody's just returned it or is going to return it, you want to indicate it's returned. Sold is obvious. Deposit, if somebody's paid a deposit for the book but has not picked it up, and that should be a non-refundable type of a situation. And then you have other, and you can state down in the comments exactly why it's an other book. And you also can change the values by editing them like we did in the last field. The same thing goes for the venue. All the venues that you have in here, you may want to change the values or add additional things that are new books and go to edit values and then change that for the venues. Venues is very important when you're looking for certain kinds of books that people request. You can go into the venues, pick the type of book you're looking for, and then go up on the find or enter in the list. Let's go to the list view for authors. You can go to the list of all the books for the authors, and or you can go to the individual portal and then go find those particular records that you're looking for as far as records that are available for books in stock. Okay, so let's go to the next thing. The date that it was published, the published by, is all information you can find on the author screen and this is some that I did. I just copied it and pasted it from a website and basically filled in or have all the information to put back into here as far as the book is concerned. You can also, if you have all that information for the ISBN and stuff like that from the book, obviously you'd have the publisher, you'd have the name of the author, and you would have if it's a hard copy or not. But it's kind of nice to copy and paste it from a site where you found the best value for the individual book, whatever website it's on. As far as this is a automatic book data field. As you fill in the fields above, it's going to populate the data. It'll take the different pieces of information and put this into what I call a combo field. And a combo field is used on some of the screens in the application where you don't need to look at all the data and on different fields. You can put it all in one and read it all as one. And as far as the status sold, that would be added to the end of this if that was on one of the screens, like a list view. If you're going to work with the book as far as you're listing it, it's a good idea to put in the shipping cost, UPS, the shipping shipped data, and that should be shipping fee. And in this case, it's shipped commission, and I'll expand these so they'll be able to be seen better. They're not showing the exact full names of the fields. That happens sometimes when you're running the simulator. It truncates fields. So, and then the total shipping cost is based on these fields. The same information for this is used when you go over to the actual sell the book. This information will show up over in that area. You can edit it if you need to change it to something else, like you may want to put, instead of the U.S. Postal Service, you may want to put some other means of sending it, as far as maybe you went to the not the post office, you went to UPS or somebody else to ship it. Obviously, this is information for additional cost to the particular buyer, because this is their shipping cost, and that would be relative to the location where you're shipping it to, obviously. So you may have to edit this depending upon how far away it is. Okay, so what we've done in books in stock, we're creating our inventory, and I'll recap. If you go to the authors area and use the search where it brings up a website, or if you have books that are author books now and you actually find one at an auction or an estate sale, you have all your information to look up over here and find that particular item you're looking for. For example, if I wanted to go over to the authors list, I can go through all the different authors I have, the books, the names, and the ISBNs. I can do a search by any of these fields for books that you currently pick up at sales to see if you have the author information right in them. And if you click on this, it'll take you into the particular book you're looking at as far as in your authors list. And you already have a picture of it here, so you can copy and paste this into a book that you're going to add to your inventory. It also has the information for the price new, the average price, the store where you bought it, the website. If you click the open, it will take you right to that particular website. And that's based on if you found it in your authors list and you do have it in your system, that you can go ahead and take that information and use it to create your listing for your inventory. The venue and everything is in here, so it makes it easy to fill in. And if you have author's notes and or the information from the author's page, you can add that to your inventory as you take this book over. Now, it's very important that you click in the website where you found this at the lowest price to make sure what the current price is for it. Clicking it will automatically bring up the website that you picked initially so that you can find that particular book and see what the current price is. Now, in this particular case, on this website, we're looking at textbooks.com, and if you scroll down for this particular book that's in choice, you can do the same thing on Amazon to compare it, or you can look on eBay and compare that to make sure that you're getting the lowest price so you can be competitive in the market as far as selling it, especially on Amazon, which is very tough to be the book in the pick square. So you want to pick a price that you know the book will sell at to move your inventory. Books are only good if you can sell them and make money on them. This particular one up here, for example, shows new and e-textbook at what it's selling on e-textbook. And if you come down, you're going to see that the price is starting to drop. And in some of the books you're looking at, it might be quite a bit less than you actually are seeing here. And if you're buying a book or selling a book and you see the shipping and handling, you can see that it's shipping and handling in this case is $3.99 in most cases from them. You want to kind of compare your shipping cost to that to see if you're competitive as far as the same books on different websites. Now, if I go out of here and I say I'm done and I click in that particular area, I can click on the screen or tap on it and then go back when I say done to this in your books of interest and the authors that you're looking at. Recall that you have an author ID also on this record when you create an author. That was a good way to find an author and the books, and these are all the books for this particular author that you're looking at that might be good books that you might want to have in inventory. And there's a blurb up here about getting books. And once again, if you're looking at over here and you want to export the picture or view it, if you view it and it comes up again, you can get an individual picture size if you wanted to. And be aware that you can click in here and view at, or not view, but more or less export the image that you're looking at here. So if you wanted to use it in an email, you could do that. Now up at the top, when we're adding data, as we go down through the data, you can see we have the author information, the ISBN, the type of book it is that is taken right from the information within that website where we were looking, the book rating, in this case is 5 stars, the price, the low average price, the store, the website, who published it, what the publisher date was, the venue that it was in, and of course your author's notes. And then if you actually have people that want this book and have requested it, you would put their information in so that you would know who you could send these books to. Say I went to a sale, I could go and look at authors and the book and look and see who actually requested this book in the past, and then I would be able to send it to them. One of the other things, I have maps and directions up here. If you're actually going to a place where there's a sale and you want directions, you can always bring up a map, put in your information for the destination, and then you would take yourself right to that place. This is especially good if you're going to shows where there's going to be a lot of books and you want to be able to have the information. Just go ahead and add it where the comma's at up here, just to sweep those out and put the location. It'll automatically bring up the maps, and then you can get directions turn by turn to go to where you want to go. Down here on the portal, contact date, the contact person, the contact email and phone, the quantity that they wanted, the address, city, state, and zip, so you have mailing address if you need to. And there's a portal if you want to go to the portal records and go through and find anybody that may have, say, specific people that you want to contact. You can go ahead and create a list of those people and send them out to that person, telling them that you have that book that you're looking for. And that's a combination of, for example, you can start to find up here just to find this author and information for them as far as books that they have that you want to look at. And each one of the times you come to that record and look at it, you'd be able to see the people that are asking for that particular book. Okay, so we've covered, and this is a recap, we covered books in stock, and then we've gone over to the authors area and explained the authors area. So this video is for books in stocks and the authors. Thank you.